Okay.
Okay. Okay. And you're live. Good luck.
Alright, welcome everybody. This is gonna be Fallout New Vegas without any glitches. And my name is MakkerDon, and with me I have Akarion.
Hello.
And we're gonna be Akarion's gonna be focusing on doing the run as fast as possible, and I'm gonna be trying to focus on doing the explanation as well as possible. So without any further ado, after I click yes, and Akarion also, I'm just going to be counting to 3, 2, 1, and at go, this timer can start. Are you ready, Akarion?
Yeah.
Alright. 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, now we immediately have a menu to click away, which is the DLC that gives us a grenade rifle, as you can see in the top left. And we need that grenade rifle to be able to kill Benny. And the beginning is a bit slow, because we just have some menus to get rid of. And it's actually one of the shortest beginning sequences of a Fallout game. So we don't have a vault to exit.
You might notice the game is in Italian, since it saves 4 seconds over any other over English.
And 4 seconds is actually a lot in a run that only lasts about half an hour. Oh my goodness, I missed the menu.
Oh, you missed it?
I missed the menu. So now I'm gonna be more than a lot behind Akarion already. Alright,
So,
go ahead.
yeah. Doc Mitchell here will say voice line. It ain't a race, but in this case he is very wrong.
Alright, now at the Vigor Tester machine, I'm gonna quickly pick up this doctor bag here. We need it for the run. I'm gonna put 2 strength, 4 perception, and then 8 endurance, and then 10 charisma. Charisma is going to be the only skill that we want, or special that we want the doctor to respond to, because that's the shortest sentence that he can give. If I would put, or if we would put strength at 1, he would comment on how strong we are, or how weak we are. So the fastest is
He always comments on the most extreme stat.
We mash enter and mouse button at the same time to get rid of the dialogue as fast as possible. And now we want explosive speech and survival, which RNG decided that I get immediately, which is really lucky.
You got all of them?
Yeah, that hardly ever
Wow.
happens. While we're on the way to New Vegas, I'll explain a bit more about the skills and whatnot. Alright, good-natured, and we can get out of here.
Don't forget to turn the radio on.
I won't, don't worry. Alright, we don't need the survival mode or hardcore mode on. That's not gonna help us in any way. Alright, and then we need stimpaks on 3, 4, and 5. Go here, turn on the music, and let's start running. Now in this
What's
game,
the first song?
I don't know them by name, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
In this game, or in this run, we save about half a minute by jumping continuously. You need to time the jumps perfectly though, because if you're too late, you get a little bit of a landing animation, which just slows you down, because you can't react to anything after that, and also not jump. So the moment you land, you immediately want to jump again. And the better you do that, the better your time will be. Now, the thing with the skills that we chose are the following. We need 10 charisma and 100 speech at the end of the run to be able to beat the final boss, basically, by just doing speech checks. And we can only get all the speech checks if we have 100 speech and 10 charisma. And you want to have as high an endurance as possible, so that's why we chose 9. We don't choose 10 endurance because then the comment that Dr. Mitchell gives is going to be about our endurance, because endurance comes before charisma. That's also why we didn't choose 1 in strength, because then he'll comment on strength, which is also a very long sentence. And with the skills, we chose explosives because the grenade rifle we're gonna use to kill Benny. It's just a certainty that you can kill him in 2 shots if you take explosives. And we need speech, of course, and we chose survival. And survival we want to have at 45 or higher, so that we can take the travel light perk when we get to level 4, which is going to be in the casino after we kill Benny. And what the travel light perk does is it makes you move 10% faster.
Another thing you might notice that we do is we fast travel to places we discover, which skips a good chunk of walking. And since this game is usually timed in with loadless, that even small distances can save
a lot of time, definitely. And what you might also notice is that we are already moving, even though the loading screen hasn't disappeared off the screen yet. Because what you'll see in the loading screen is this roulette wheel turning, which indicates loading. And the moment it stops turning, the game is loaded. But the screen hasn't disappeared yet, so we can blindly input our first movements already. And you just want to know where you're going. Now in this section, there's a mutant behind us, trying to talk to us, trying to warn us that it's dangerous here. And what you do is, either you holster or unholster your weapon, or you start punching in the air like we did, to be able to negate that trigger, so that the mutant doesn't talk to us, because that just takes even more time. Now here you want to kind of aim for the right rocks, because if you fall too much, you can cripple your legs. And you don't want to be wasting your stim packs. We only have like 7 stim packs, 3 super stim packs, and 3 or 4 doctor bags for the whole run. And there are a few places where we're going to take a lot of damage. So we want to keep most of them, if possible.
Here's a bit of a spoiler. We might get shot at by some artillery.
Most likely we will. Now we're jumping our way to New Vegas, and instead of going the normal way that the game would have you want, you can actually trespass in the NCR area and take the monorail, which is the fastest way to get into the New Vegas Strip. So that's where we're helping to right now.
Coming up is a bit of RNG with what weapons these fiends here have. And it seems like I got no grenades and the worst possible weapon, the laser RCW.
I even got hit by some... I got hit by some fire ants even. It hardly happens, but they don't do much damage. They said no glitches, that's correct.
Yeah, there might be 1 or 2 things that look like glitches, but they're kind of... They're intentional.
Yeah.
No, we swear.
In this game you don't use speed cripple, and even in the any percent they don't use speed cripple, I believe, because there is a faster way of moving around in the New Vegas any percent category, which is reload dashing. But we don't use those glitches. We also don't use quick save quick load to get through walls and doors and anything and go out of bounds. We're just going to be hopping everywhere, mashing buttons as fast as possible, moving in the loading screens as efficiently as possible, and just pray to RNGs that we don't get enemies spawned where we don't want them to be.
Yeah, there's a few places where RNG plays a bit of a big role. Or it can save half a second.
Now, there's gonna be a menu popping up here. So you might as well already start mashing down and enter to get rid of it. And the thing with this jumping, what we're doing is that you have to really keep in mind that the moment you land, you cannot interact with anything for a second. So if you land right before a door or right in front of a person you want to talk to, you're basically wasting time, because then you just have to wait for a second before you can interact with it. So if you jump towards a door, try and make sure that you interact with it mid-air, just like when you're talking. Oh, I made it over the slot machines. I hardly ever get that.
I failed that.
You failed that?
Yeah, I failed it.
Expected more of you, actually, to be honest.
Well, I'm sorry. Let's go.
Yeah, no. Akarion does need to be speed tested. I also don't believe this. Alright, now we pull out our fists again, because this guy is gonna try and talk to us. Make sure you don't punch him, because then the whole strip is gonna be aggro to you, and you're not gonna be able to continue the race. Get rid of this. Oh. Kind of moved my mouse a bit too much. Alright. Now comes the shortest conversation we're gonna have in this game. It's gonna be with Mortimer.
Yeah, we do that because there's so-called tribes that we have to get to know. And of course, walking up to the leader and saying goodbye is the best way to get to know.
For
good few of them.
For this run, the because you have 4 different ways of finishing the game. You can use the NCR route, the Mr. House route, the Legion route, or you can do your own route, like the Yes Man option. And the fastest way of doing it is to use Yes Man, which is the independent New Vegas route, I think. And we need to indeed interact with a few people and find a few places to be able to convince Yes Man that everything is fine. Alright. Now we're just quickly talking to him.
Got a nice Benny kill.
Alright, good. Quickly go here and then grab our weapons. This, save it. Put away your gun, and then we get a level up. First, survival for the perk that we want later on. Oh yeah, we don't need to pick his body yet. That's a new strat that we found out today. At least Swags the dog all of a sudden mentioned that you don't need to pick Benny's body immediately after killing him. You can do it on the way back. So kind of waste the time. There's the travel light perk, so 10% extra movement speed. Shouldn't I get another level up?
Are you aggroed onto someone?
I don't know.
If you're aggroed onto
I don't
someone,
think
you can't
so.
get a level.
I mean, if I got most of my level ups, what's the plan? Middle option and go down, then goodbye. Now that's the fastest way of getting Benny to die. And we need to now go back and grab a chip off of his body. Because we need that chip to be able to interact with things later on. And you might have not even noticed, but there was a Legion guy standing outside the door of the casino, and he wants to tell us that we need to go and talk to Caesar. We're gonna try and avoid him the whole run, and that's why when I came out the casino, I immediately jumped to the left, so that we don't get him to trigger dialogue with us. No, I don't want to stay here. I want to go to the penthouse.
You're gonna go kill Mr. House, isn't that right?
Yeah. Alright.
Capitalist pig of this world.
And I have mouse acceleration still on. Alright. Quickly go in here. Now this is the only guy together with Benny that we need to kill during this run. It's an almost pacifist run.
Most. Yeah, the only way to play this game pacifist is to go the NCR route, unfortunately. Or no, not really. You can always pickpocket Benny, and you can just disable Mr. House instead of killing him.
Alright. Now,
there's an interesting fact.
the perk I took on level 6 doesn't matter at all. We already have everything we need for this run, except for I need 3 more points in speech.
Yeah.
And then we have everything we need.
What you might notice is that my speech is currently 98, but because of the clothes I'm wearing, it's at 100 because they give +2 to speech. So you have a 2-point leeway if you miss the level up points if you allocate them somewhere else by accident.
So we're off to the Boomers. It's the next group that we need to interact with to be able to tell Yes Man that we don't mind them and we should just ignore it.
Yeah, we have to avoid their lawnmowers. The Boomers are quite dangerous on their lawnmowers. I just noticed in the chat someone said the word glitch, and that is a banned word, so please remove yourself.
Yeah, we don't do glitches. The glitchless runs in Fallout are just the best, most exciting, most enjoyable runs to do.
The most crashiest runs to do.
Well, Fallout New Vegas isn't that prone to crashing, only in the very end, when we get to the final fighting scene on the dam. But if you take Fallout 3 for instance, that game is very prone to crashing.
Unfortunately, Bethesda keep using the same game engine for all their games.
Yeah. They try to find the cheap way out, so they just reuse. On the other hand, recycling is good.
To be fair, if they change to a different engine, they lose all those talented modders that fix games for them.
Definitely. Although I heard that in 76 they won't have any mod ability, possibility, opportunity. I don't know how I should say that.
Got through the Boomer field pretty smoothly.
Yeah, they're gonna keep using the same engine for the upcoming games as well. Oh my.
Oh Jesus.
Oh.
That'll be something.
Alright, this guy wants to talk to us, but we just go around his hitbox there. Because he wants to do a bet if we can make it or not through this place. Alright, here comes the most dangerous part of the game. Which is the Boomers shooting rockets at us. So you just want to try and jump through here with one finger on the stimpaks in case we do get hit. You can see that LMB appears above the health bar The moment you see LMB, which means a limb is crippled, you just immediately press stim pack so you can keep going. Alright.
Nice. So, yeah.
Let's go to the Brotherhood of Steel.
Brotherhood of Steel. You pickpocket a key right out of in front of their face, because this is how this game works. And then you just shoot them. And that is enough knowledge of them to just leave them alone.
So here we go. Quickly pickpocket this. While opening the door, we can just quickly shoot them there. Why am I crippled now?
You probably got hit by the brothers.
I did.
Right?
I did. Why am I in the...
They have Gauss rifles. Quite powerful weapons.
Yeah, they have a Gauss rifle.
Yeah.
I never noticed.
I think there's a chance for one of them to spawn with a Gauss rifle.
Too bad I got that tumbleweed in front of me, because that just slowed me down ever so slightly. It's the second tumbleweed I got in this run. I've never had that before.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, really.
I think I've seen one tumbleweed in the entire time I've been speaking this game.
Well, like I said, I've never had a tumbleweed in front of me, and in this run I have two. Just leaving good springs in the very beginning, and now, yeah, I have the best luck ever.
Okay. Now, let's see what RNG we get on the ranch.
Yeah, there's a farm coming up, or a ranch. And if there are enemies spawned there, you might not be able to fast travel. But if they're not there, then you can fast travel, saving a few seconds. So it's always hoping that you don't have these animals there.
Yeah, and you can always do a safety strat where you walk away from the fence, so you're further away from the animals.
Well,
it's not a guaranteed that it will save you, but...
For me that's never worked before, so... I don't do safety strats. Just go dangerous.
Go bigger but go home. Or, well...
no, I turned off my Steam layout overlays and everything, but I can promise you that mine is running at 56 to 60 FPS.
I can promise that too. I can see a nice big 60 in my top right corner of the screen while it is not being recorded, it is still there. And I have my loadless timer in the background too, so we can get a more accurate...
Okay, I didn't do that.
Oh, okay. Well.
And I got animals, so...
I just like to have it anyway.
No luck for me there. So we're just gonna continue, and you'll see that here we have these animals that stop me from being able to fast travel. So there are a few points like that that decide if this run is gonna be good or not, and it's just RNG. You never know.
This run's going pretty decent for me. You haven't had much bad luck either.
Not much bad luck.
Small things, right?
Yeah, a lot of misclicks, I have to say. Alright, we jump up here just to be able to get over to this side instead of running around the rocks on the right, because this is just faster. And we only need to find this place. There's a hitbox that we need to get into, unequip the grenade rifle, take out our fists, and there we go. That should have been good enough. And then start punching in the loading screen already, because there is a character behind me that wants to actually talk to me. And we negate that by just punching in the air.
Yeah, coming up will probably be the best time save in the entire run. During this cutscene, if you stare at the floor, you will save half a second. I'm not sure if that's true, but I have been told by sources that it is, so... It's always better to potentially save half a second. And also my mashing on the dialogues has been a bit...
A bit what?
Just a bit out of.
Alright. So now we tell him
No.
that all these places that we found can be ignored. All these tribes. And I run around, or I jump around a little bit to the right, because actually that Legion guy is still behind us. He's trying to catch up to us. And we try to avoid him still. We're gonna see him in the end. You'll see how he tries to run towards us. I actually missed the door.
And here we are in a secret area that was never meant to be accessed. And there's an invisible wall, so that's fun. There's a little barrel here that in this room placed so you can get up there. Whether it's intentional, well, you can always imagine.
Alright. See, I just wanted to show you
We're
guys
gonna
what
do
happened.
a morally.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, you go. It's still a few seconds until whatever I'm doing happens.
Oh, the third person thing.
Yeah.
Go right
Using
ahead.
third person, we can activate this door early. And then we'd fast travel to a different floor and then back to this one because it's not there in the first place.
Yeah, the entire game is one big glitch.
No, I keep pressing the wrong button. So yeah, that's time loss. I accidentally fast traveled twice to the wrong place. So yeah, rip PB chance, guys.
Well, you got a world
I
record.
wasn't expecting-
You got a world record just before we started the marathon.
Oh yes, I did. So that's why I think all my luck has been expended on that run.
The world record right now is 2850.
Without loads. Oh no, that guy. Let's hope he doesn't enter the room here. Because one time, in my PB just now, he actually entered and talked to me, but looks like he didn't. So that's not good.
Alright, we don't care about Kimball. Let's go. We need to go to the Eldorado substation, turn that on. And then all the robots have been activated and upgraded, and we can do the final battle. Now there was the guy that we're trying to avoid the whole time. And you'll see him running again. We'll be back. But avoiding the dialogues as much as possible just saves some time, because having to click that away
Let's do this.
is just
Okay, I'm in the final battle.
don't get
Let's
it.
hope the game doesn't crash.
That would be awful.
It sure would. Especially not just now. Okay, it hasn't crashed in the most crash-heavy area, so I think we're fine.
Alright, turn the power station back on, take out our fists,
Okay,
'cause
what?
we want to avoid Ben once more. Go here.
I got crippled by my own Securitrons in this battle. I don't know why, but they always tend to friendly fire you. I have like 3 impacts left, so that's good. And now I will jump in the water because that's it. We're not actually sure if jumping in the water is faster, but
So he's trying to chase us
even
down.
if it's slower, it's cooler.
And because of the railing, he couldn't catch up to us.
Coming up is the only sequence break in the game. Rock skip. We jump up first try. And we skip a sizable portion of the game, of the final battle, by jumping up a stone. Feels good.
Alright. Dam sequence.
Cool. Oh, the Legion guy runs away. I don't know why, but he's been doing that a while now.
Really?
Sometimes he stays, sometimes he just runs away. Yeah, the guy at the who walks in from the camp. It's the first
I've never had that.
time, right?
Probably something's with a problem with the script or something, I don't know.
But this spell is so poorly. That's why it's so prone to crashing. And here's the final boss, who I'm gonna defeat using the power of the word.
The tongue is mightier than the sword.
Yeah.
Just heal up completely. Alright, I don't have stim packs anymore. We still have super stim packs and doctor bags. Let me take a doctor bag just in case. And see if I can get Snake Rock in one go.
It's called the Rock Skip, guys. Don't listen to him.
Because this can be really tricky sometimes. Yeah, somehow the game just kind of pushes me aside. Okay. Seriously.
So you're the one who will say time.
Yeah.
Right?
Definitely.
Cool.
That was the
Because
most
I'm on the second final boss.
awful jump up that rock I've had in a long time.
And that is it. I have finished, and now we shall wait for MakkerDon.
Alright. Just using up some super stim packs. Not that we're gonna get hurt a lot.
Where are you now, if I may ask?
And I passed the first punching guy, and I'm jumping towards the second punching guy.
Cool.
He might give us a little boost. No, he doesn't. Alright, so now what we need to do is run into the hitbox of this guy. He's standing on the other side of the fence. But he will interact with us like this. Speech check, 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 top, and then middle option. And there we beat the toughest enemy in the game. Very, very easy.
I think that deserves a clap.
Alright.
Because that was epic.
One more level up. Doesn't matter what it is. Perk doesn't matter. All we need to do is get rid of the dialogue. So after I'm done running, talking to the robots, it's gonna be time, and I'll just say time. Alright, top option. Now all the super stim packs start working off. Alright. Top option, top option, top option, middle option, top option, bottom option, run to this guy, and that is time.
GG, my man.
You
GG.
too, man. Nice, nice race. Went better than,
Oh, I tied my world record.
what, 28:50?
Yes.
Really?
But it's faster by 0.2 seconds.
I would upload it if I were you.
I know. The timer isn't there, so I won't bother uploading. It's the same time, but that's a new world record, guys.
But thank you all very much for watching. Really nice to be running at this marathon. And we hope you guys enjoyed.
Yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed the run. And MakkerDon's amazing commentary kept you entertained.
And I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the marathon, because we have, what is it, a week? Yeah, a week more of questing
A whole lot more.
questing for glory.